Land strikes on Venezuela. Horrible people breaking in drugs.
Be happy.
Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves. Did you know that? Venezuela has the world's largest proven oil reserves. If the whole world was LA, Venezuela is Diddy's house. Largest proven oil reserves. Okay? So they got the most oil in the world. And we are interested in overthrowing the current regime there, but it's not even about oil, it's about drugs. The oil happens to be there. Oh my God. What a coincidence. They're like, we're just here for the drugs, man. Oh, you got oil? Oh, shit, what's up? You got oil? Oh, I guess we'll stay a little longer then. You got oil? Oh, shit. Dude, I didn't even know you had oil, man. I love oil. Is that good? Oh, that's good, man. That's good stuff. Ooh, that's good. That's so good, man. We started by seizing and bombing the drug boats. The drug boats that we couldn't even prove were drug boats. And now we just seized an oil boat. We just seized an oil boat off the coast of Venezuela. Okay? What happened to the drug boats? Okay? But in our defense, of course, oil is our drug. Okay? Right? We love that shit. Okay? And so they just seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, and it was done in a very illicit manner. Okay? It was done in a very shady manner, if you will, allegedly. Okay? When you seize a ship, there is protocol. That's kind of weird that you're like, oh, seize my ship politely, please. You're supposed to warn the ship, tell them to remove their cargo first, and then seize it as a political move. I don't know what you would call it. I don't even know why we do this shit. It's just so weird. But you basically seize it as a political move, right? And we did not do that. We just straight took that shit and the cargo. Or we pretended we're like, oh, there's cargo here? Oh, I guess we'll keep it. That's what Trump said. He's like, I guess we'll keep the oil. I guess. There was 2 million barrels of oil on that ship. Equivalent of $150 million. That's not a ship seizing, that's a robbery, bruh. Okay? You wonder why crime is so high in America? Look at our role models, dude. That's not a ship seizing, that's a ship jacking, okay? We straight up took the oil. 150 million barrels, man. And all of us Americans should look at that and be like, that's a crime. That's a crime. That's a crime. Yep. Right? As an American, the only two logical thoughts you can have are, that's a crime, and are you going to share it with me? That's the only logical thought you could have. But you got to have the first one first. Okay? No, of course. We don't want stolen oil, right, guys? We don't want stolen oil? No? No. Okay, good. Well, stop using oil then, because we're kind of stealing it from like everywhere though. But we're already having a hard time affording basic things, right? Like, do you know the price of eggs went up 150% last year? So for every $1 you used to spend on eggs, you now spend $1.50. Yeah. So now when I go buy eggs, I cut 4 out of the carton, try to buy a carton 8. I'm like, can you give me the same price last year? And they're like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, you don't understand inflation? And so I get it. We're all trying to struggle. We're all trying, and you know, the government, meanwhile, they're doing their shady shit. They're trying to accumulate oil, but they're pretending like there's drugs. They claim Venezuela is sending cocaine, which is, first of all, not true. Okay, it's Mexico. Okay. Sorry. Secondly, yeah. Secondly, if you're waging a war on cocaine, you're really disregarding the literal, possibly thousands, possibly even millions of tax-paying cocaine users in the United States, okay? I'm just saying, there's a lot of them out there. You may not know because you haven't busted in the bathroom at the right time, but you'll see it. It's out there. Wall Street is fueled by cocaine, okay? If you remove cocaine, our stock market will crash immediately. Like, you don't even know how many people in this country use cocaine. Okay? But, see? Is it ironic that he's the only one laughing? He's on another level. He's on hyper speed right now. This guy's time travel in his own mind. But that's not even the problem with cocaine. They're claiming that the problem is people are ODing on the cocaine because it's laced with fentanyl. Okay, fine. So then go after the fentanyl, right? And they're saying, well, the fentanyl's coming from Venezuela. No, it's not. It's also coming from Mexico. Sorry, I'm not trying to pick on Mexico here. I'm just going with what I read, okay? The chemicals that make fentanyl come from China, and some also from India, shout out, okay? Okay, so it mostly comes from China, some comes from India, and then it's cooked in Mexico, okay? Which just sounds like a racist American joke. We get the parts from China on the cheap. India comes through with the tech support. And then the real work is done by Mexicans in the kitchen. I'm not making that joke. This is how fentanyl is made, okay? And then we're the dumb Americans who are like, yum, Fenty, yummy, yummy, yummy. Me likey so much. So we play a role in this shit too. But they're claiming it's fentanyl, and they're claiming that Venezuela is aggressively pushing it when there's no evidence to support that. And they're trying to use words to intimidate us. They're saying, they're narco-terrorists. Which, as a Middle Eastern person, I find that offensive, okay? Because that's what you used to call us. You can't just give away our slur. You know what I mean? If they're narco-terrorists, am I just an original terrorist? Like what? Am I a standard terrorist 1.0? Am I an OT? Narco-terrorist. You can't just put a word in front of terrorists because it's a different race of people. Are Asians math terrorists? That's not cool. And of course, white people, domestic terrorists, right? That's what it is. That's what it is. They want the oil. They're pretending like they don't want the oil. It's so specific because they want the oil in the exact way they want the oil, all right? Maduro is now running Venezuela, and he's even offered us some oil, but not all of it, and we don't like that, right? So they want to remove him. They want to put in our puppet, Nobel Peace kind of winner thingy person. They want to put her in and replace Maduro. And Maduro, you know, maybe he didn't win the election fairly, but it's like, neither do we out here, you know? And so we're claiming it's also about democracy. And Maduro, he's trying to work it out. He's like, listen, I'll do anything except step down. And we're like, okay, we hear that, and we'll do anything except not let you step down. And so we're kind of at like a gridlock, and you know, they're pretending it's about the drugs, but it's about the oil, and they're just acting like they can just go to a country and just take it over. This is the problem with calling the United States America, right? We see other places in the world that also have America in the title, and we're like, oh, that's ours, I think. No, they're like, oh, that's just South America, right? That's us. All we have to do is cross the Gulf of America to get to the south part of America. So shady, man. The United States really is the Diddy of the world. You know what I mean? We like to control everybody. Sure, we help some countries, but we also molest them. Some countries we hate so much that we have them taken out, pretend like we didn't do it. We're addicted to oil. And our biggest enemy, inflation, which right now is 50 cents. And yes, 50 cents is not a lot of dollars to our empire, so let's just say it's regime change. I would love to see her divorce him. He'd probably turn even oranger. Did you see when the escalator stopped? It was crazy, like watching them. Like Trump was just dumbfounded, and like she kept going, which was like a symbol of like, I need to get away from this guy. You could see it. You could see it. You could feel that vibe. I think soon their end is coming. Melania and Trump, and then Brigitte and Emmanuel. Yeah, no, high school romance can only last so long. All right, give me one more thing, I'll wrap it up. How's the heckling different here from the rest of the world? The heckling here is packaged as, no, I love you. It's less aggressive. It's more passive aggressive. Well, is something else over here? AIPAC money? Oh, AIPAC money? Yeah, I haven't taken a lot of it. Did you see the Gavin Newsom podcast interview where the guy was like, I would never vote for a politician who took $1 from AIPAC, and Gavin was like, interesting. That's what came out of his mouth. Interesting. Back in my day, 5-10 years ago, like AIPAC has always been like something me, my family, circle of people who are into this issue have been talking about. It's now a mainstream topic. It's crazy. Never thought it would get here. And now, literally, like, the Americans are so aware of what AIPAC is, and those who know now, they want it out. They want it out of the system that's affecting our democratic process that we don't have anyways. But yeah, so it's really cool that people are finally waking up to AIPAC. There was I believe a Democratic senator or congressperson who he disavowed AIPAC money. He's like, I'm not taking AIPAC money anymore. And I think you're going to start to see that as a trend with politicians. And you now have like Zoran Mamdani, who's about to win New York City with zero AIPAC contributions. And it just shows that it's possible. It's possible, and that we won't tolerate this level of corruption in our political system. And so I'm going to start a Palestine Pac. Just to level playing the field a little bit. And I'm going to be spending millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars, to get pro-Palestine politicians to really get our voice heard in Congress. And maybe we don't have the same budget as AIPAC, but we literally launched Palestine Pac on, I think it was on Saturday, and we have a budget of $88 million. Okay. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to put this whole show on YouTube so that you can watch it and go back in a time machine, come back to the show and be like, yeah, I saw literally all of that on YouTube. Geneva, you've been lovely. I learned so little and yet feel so much wiser. I definitely know like the top 3 cities the UN might be in. And I definitely know that the Geneva Convention at some point happened. So I'm like, just really rich information. You have a what? A Karen? Who's a Karen? Who? Who's Karen? Who's who? This is the kind of act like that you get. Just when I was making fun of you guys for being confused off of the lack of information that I was getting, it got somehow instantly worse. And aside from not knowing what the fuck we told you earlier, we have a Karen. A what? A Karen. A what? A Karen. We have a Karen. We have a Karen. What? A Karen. Karen. A Karen. A Karen. Don't know what you're talking about. So I'll Google it later. What's that?
Just fresh.
What's fresh? Okay, so something happened. So you're saying there was a Karen tonight? You got a Karen? Where? Where was the Karen? Listen, guys. You may not be the best at communicating, but what matters to me is in your heart. Because you might not be out there studying, you need Karen, okay? I hope to see you guys next week.